Guys, what is going on once again? Welcome back to the channel. Hey, look, oh boy. I'm so glad you guys are able to join me today. I had to do this one because I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to learn a lot. This is just huge, okay? I had to do Justin Bieber and his wife. Oh, you know what? This is a teachable moment. This is a teachable video. Also, for those who are not in astrology or, who's really not into it or who don't believe it or whatever. Listen, guys, do you guys think I suddenly just got on here and said, hey, one day I'm just going to wake up and be an astrologer? No, that's not what I've done. This is years of study, guys. I just didn't wake up one morning and decide to be an astrologer, okay? This shit is real, okay? I know my craft, okay? So I'm going to show you in this video with Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber. Yeah, this is a shit show, guys. I mean, it's a disaster. I'm going to be honest with you guys, okay? Their marriage is a complete disaster. Yeah, I mean, they was in the news talking about, had his father on there talking about, keep him in the prayers and all that shit. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm about to show you guys why. You better keep him in your prayers. That's true. It's a complete disaster though. And I've been telling you guys and preaching to the choir about this, and this is a good example right here on why you should always be careful picking the marriage day, picking your wedding day, picking your engagement day. All those things are very important. Timing is everything, okay? Timing is everything. This is another example about a couple getting married on the wrong day, under the wrong planetary alignments, all right? This is a key example right here I'm going to show you guys. It's a complete disaster, guys. So, I'm going to try to go through this as quick as possible. But, if you guys just, here learning, feel free to ask me questions in the comment section. Send me an email if you got any questions about this. I try to answer them as soon as possible when I get to them, all right? But let's just start off with Justin Bieber first. Let's start off with his natal chart. I'm going to try to get through it as quick as possible. It's so much to damn unload with they shit because the marriage is complete. It's a complete disaster. I don't know who, told them, hey, go ahead and get married to her, go ahead and get together. These two individuals are not really compatible. They good as little friends and stuff like that, but you can't marry a friend all the time, okay? You're only at a friendship level. And also, you may not be designed, again, to what? Be in a marriage. Okay, here we go again. All right, so let's just look at his chart. We know he was born March 1st, 1994 at 12:56 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. He was born in Canada, by the way, guys. London, Canada, so it say. So we know right off the bat he's a Pisces. All right, his sun is at 10 degrees of Pisces. Right there, all right? So, guys, first of all, I've been talking about critical degrees a lot, all right? Critical degrees are, they're very important, all right? They really are. Critical degrees, they operate at a disadvantage. So 0 degrees, 29 degrees, those particular degrees, or, a planet or an angle or asteroid in these degrees operate at a disadvantage, okay? The person or subject matter represented by that planet, angle, or asteroid is either premature or too late, okay? So 29 degrees is too late, okay? 0 degrees is premature, right? We've been going through a lot of celebrity charts with that, right? A lot of people, a lot of people have critical degrees. There's nothing wrong with it as long as you learn how to handle it. But, when you operate at a disadvantage, you have to what? hone those skills so you can operate at an advantage, okay? But, they have to come to somebody like me in order to, get that stuff going, okay? All right, so let's just take a look at his relationship planetary alignment first. All right, let's just take a look at that. All right. Okay, so is it easy for him to get in a relationship? Yeah, it is. I mean, he got the South Node right by his seventh house cusp. I mean, that's okay. That's good. Unfortunately, his Juno is retrograde. His Juno is retrograde in Scorpio. Okay, so we see that. But it's very easy for him to get in a relationship, though, because he has a nice little trine from Juno to Saturn and his sun. So that's good, okay? So he got a nice little trine. So it's he can get in relationships real nice. I mean, he loves the idea of it, but the energy is just kind of going backwards. And why is it going backwards? I mean, of course, Juno is retrograde. Now we got Venus right here, which is nice. It's in Pisces, okay? So, as you guys know, Venus is exalted in Pisces, so it's operating really strong. That's really good, right? All right, and it's in the fourth house, so it's accidentally dignified. So that's real good. He has a nice little trine from Venus to his north node, to Pluto, even Jupiter in the mix, so that's real nice, okay? So, he loves real deep, all right? Loves almost to a point where he'll sacrifice himself, okay, which is not good. That's a whole nother story. I'm not even about to get on that. All right, so and look, with this type of thing going on, it's very easy for him to get depressed too. I just want to point that out because he has Saturn right by his sun. Okay, so it's very easy for him to get depressed. So just keep that in mind, guys. So if you see him in the news being depressed and stuff like that, that's just him. It's easy for him to get depressed. Saturn rules depression. Okay, so you have to keep a lot of stuff like that in mind because they're going to behave with these planetary alignments because that's how they were born. That's how they were designed. All right, he was designed to behave like he's behaving now. I mean, it looks like he's depressed. It's very easy for him to get depressed, but he's depressed because of his marriage right now. So, that's, like I said, it's in itself. So, nonetheless, take a look at his seventh house cusp, all right? His seventh house cusp is what? At 29 degrees of Taurus. What do we say about 29 degrees, all right? It's a critical degree. Not only that, but this degree is very malefic. Okay, that's one of the important things to know about this degree right here. 29 degrees of Taurus is very malefic. Which what I'm trying to say is really bad. Okay, if you see anything at 29 degrees of Taurus, it is very. And listen, a lot of people got this. Okay. But I'm telling you right now, it's very, very malefic. It's bad, all right? So, the subject matter represented by that planet, angle, or asteroid is unstable, okay? So what does he have? He gets in unstable relationships. He's going to always probably have unstable relationships, okay? Because that degree, at 29 degrees of Taurus, is very unstable. Okay, and just keep that in mind, guys. Write this down. Because if you see this, you will know that the subject matter or that person represented by that planet, subject matter, or place is unstable. Okay, so that represents unstable relationships, one-on-one relationships, because that's the seventh house cusp. All right, so just kind of keep that in mind, guys. It's kind of messed up how he was designed, but that's him. Okay, he got a lot of nice attributes. He can sing, man. He can dance. I mean, he got all that good stuff right there. But as far as relationships, it's very difficult. Okay, his Mars right here, he can blow his top quick. His Mars is in Aquarius. It's squaring the North Node. It's squaring the South Node. Okay, so some anger issues going on as well. And then we got Mercury right here, where it's retrograde in the third house. So, and that's squaring the node, that's squaring Pluto. So we got some mental instability going on as well. All right. So just keep that in mind, because all these things contribute to a lot of things that go on in the relationship. Because this is him. All right. So let's real quick, let's just take a look at Hailey. Okay. We're gonna come back to him, but we gonna take a look at Hailey first. And what you're gonna see is, guys, okay, we can see just starting right off the back. Okay, let's just start from her birthday, November 22nd, 1996, 8:15 a.m. All right, so Tucson, Arizona, that's Mountain Standard Time. All right, so we know her sun is at what? 0 degrees of Sag. We just talked about critical degrees, right? Anything operating at 0 or 29 is operating at a disadvantage, right? So her sun is at 0 degrees, okay, of Sag. So we know it's early. It's at 0 degrees. It don't know anything, right? On top of that, it's in a weak house. If this birth time is correct, it's in the 12th house. That's a very weak house. You got Pluto being combust right by the sun. Okay, that's another thing. Okay, so you got that going on. So let's look at the let's take a look at some planets that's related to what? Relationships. All right, Venus rules love, all that stuff. What is it at? It's at 29 degrees of Libra. So here we are again. We got an individual that has a critical degree, and the subject matter is what? The love, right? Operating at a disadvantage, okay? So it's in Libra. That's the scales. Look at that, indecisiveness, okay? Now, keep in mind, you got the moon right here. It's in complete opposition of Venus. Again, 29 degrees. She has 2 planets in a critical degree, okay? So just keep that in mind. So love, she's in opposition of love, because look at that. Aries, look, she got moon in Aries. That's the self. That's individualism, okay? That's not together, is it? That's not a unified unit. That's not her uniting with something. That's her separating herself from someone, isn't it? Right? When you oppose something, you separate from it. So she's separating from, okay, this nice little love thing going on, right? Now, Venus is nice because, Libra is ruled by Venus, so it's in its rulership, but it gets debilitated with this critical degree, unfortunately. That's the only problem with it. It's debilitated because of that critical degree that is in. And on top of that, it's opposing the moon. Okay? Also, Venus is also squaring Neptune. Neptune is a higher octave of Venus. So again, we got her love for anybody or for individual, if she's dating or trying to get married, it's going to be debilitated automatically. Okay? Already. Okay? And, it's all about her, being free or, independent, basically, because that moon is in Aries. So it's all about independence for her. It's not about being together with someone. Okay? So, so she got that going on. Her Juno is in Aries. Juno rules relationships, marriages. She's by herself in this, okay? I mean, it's in Aries. So that's one, right? It's not dual. Aries is singularity, isn't it? Right? So, and also, just really want to be first, want to take charge and stuff like that. I mean, he's a Pisces. So, he's a little emotional. Okay? That's another thing. And just for the record, guys, she has no water in her chart. None at all. All right? So just keep that in mind. She has 0 water. Now, we're not talking about the house cuss, We're talking about planets, asteroids, nodes, and stuff like that. She don't have anything in water. So, and water is what? Very emotional, right? So where's the emotions here, right? Now, of course, you got planets that kind of represent emotions, right? You know, and asteroids represent, a lot of emotions. Neptune is very emotional, but it's in what? Capricorn. Capricorn is very dry, very solid. So it's no, with this particular planetary setup, it doesn't resemble what it really wants to. It's like hardened water. It's like frozen water. It's like ice. Okay. That's what that is. That's ice. It's not melted. So it's kind of hard for her to show that emotion right there. Now, granted, she has this big stellium in the house of Pisces, okay, which is the 12th house. So she's able to feel something, but it's very light. Very light. Okay. All right, so just keep that in mind, guys. It's oh my god. Let's see what else about her. I don't want to miss a lot of stuff. Got to the critical degrees. Also, I tell you what's going to take this marriage over the edge, guys. And I'm gonna say this right now because I don't want to forget and come back. There was a solar eclipse that occurred last year on April 19th, 2023. It occurred at 29 degrees of Aries. Okay, now, guys, this is what really did it, all right? This is what did it with, this is what's going to do it with their marriage, okay? So when you got an eclipse occurring at a critical degree like 29, that's the end, right? That's the end of that particular, because it's 30 degrees in a sign, right? So that's the end of that degree. That's the end of that sign, isn't it? That's the end. So that's why 29 is a very critical degree, because it's the end. It's too late, right? It's late. 29 degrees is in complete opposition of her Venus. Okay? So just keep that in mind, guys, and keep watching and see what happens, because this is why, I mean, even if they would have got married at the right time, this eclipse would have devastated their relationship in some way or fashion. Okay, so there's no way around it. The only thing I would have said to them is wait till after this eclipse. That's exactly what I would have told them. If they was consulting me, I would have leapfrog through time to see this calamity that's about to happen. And I would have told them to make sure you guys get married 2 to 3 years after this eclipse. Okay? That's how they could have avoided this. But unfortunately, they didn't. I mean, even going back, all the way back, in which we're going to go back, all the way back to their engagement. Okay? Even when they got engaged, it wasn't good. They got Juno on this day. They got engaged July 7th, 2018. Juno is in Taurus, Moon in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus. It's in its fall. It's all squaring the nodes. The North Node is squaring the North Node. It's squaring the South Node. It's just not a good day. It wasn't a good day to get engaged. It was squaring Mars as well. So, it was trying, and, Aries right there. That's okay. It was now the only reason it made it through because it was trying Saturn, which was retrograde, unfortunately. But Saturn rules time, so they were able to stay together until they got married, which is good. But unfortunately, the wedding day was terrible. Guys, you have to get married on the right day. You have to, okay? This is so important. If you don't get married on the right day, the marriage is done. It's over, okay? And this is another prime example, and I'm going to keep bringing these examples up until you guys learn that's how it is. You have to get married on the right day. Look at this. Okay, so just look at this day, all right? It doesn't even matter what time they got married. I put it at 2 o'clock. They could have got married at 4 o'clock. Didn't matter, okay? Venus is at 2 degrees of Scorpio, okay? As you guys know, Venus is in its detriment in Scorpio, right? We got a fixed square going on. When you got a fixed square, it's no changing. Okay? It's no moving it. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. All right? It's like solid, it's sealed. All right. So anything is fixed is fixated. All right, so you got Venus at 2 degrees of Scorpio. You look down here, you got Uranus at 2 degrees of Taurus. It's absolute, it's an absolute opposition, okay? Uranus is in its fall, okay? Of course, Uranus rules infidelity in relationships and all that crap, right? So, and then we got the nodes. It's squaring the nodes. It's squaring Mars. Mars is at 0 degrees. That's a critical degree. Then we got Lilith. It's squaring Lilith. Lilith does what? It has the ability to create and the ability to what? Destroy, okay? So we know just right off the bat that this relationship, this marriage is going to be destroyed at some point, okay? It's going to end at some point, okay? And it's going to be soon because that eclipse is going to take it over the edge. That eclipse, it opposes her Venus. So she opposes, okay? She's opposing her love with him and the marriage, okay? As you saw in her chart, okay? That eclipse was absolute. It hit her dead on. When an eclipse hits something at the same degree, the actions of that eclipse is going to occur quickly, okay? And it just occurred last year. So it's going to occur within a year or two or a year and a half, okay? It's probably going to be a year or a year and a half when you see it. When it's a direct hit or absolute, as I call it like that, when that eclipse is at that degree and it's hitting that planet at that same degree, the events of that eclipse is going to happen quickly, okay? So as you can see, it's happening quickly. It's going to take a year for that energy to hit, but it's going to happen. Okay. And due to the fact that it can get married on the right day, it pushes it even more over the edge. It gives it a shove instead of a push. Okay. We don't even need to know. We don't need to go through whether they was compatible because they're really not compatible. Okay. Let's just go back to his chart. Boy, I tell you, it's a complete disaster. Let's just go back to his chart. Now, look, we know he's a Pisces, right? We know he's a Pisces. So, let me see if I got everything. You know what? Let's go back to the wedding day. That's another thing. That wasn't it. Even on the wedding day, we got, let's see. We did have some good stuff. We had Juno and the Sun trine. It's not all bad, guys. We had it's mostly bad though. But that was the only good thing. Juno and the Sun was trying, and that was it. But Juno was in conjunct Venus, so and then we had Venus semi-squaring the Sun. It was it was just a bad day all around. I just can't get over the wedding day, man, and how bad it was. It was just bad. You know what I'm saying? Let's just look at his chart one more time, guys, so y'all can get a gist of what I'm talking about here. When I'm talking about compatibility and all that, this shit got me fired up, man. It's just because it was I've seen a lot of bad wedding dates, and I've seen a lot of bad marriages that, where the eclipse pushed it over the edge and stuff like that. But when you have a wedding day like the one they had, it's just bad. Okay, it really is. I've seen a lot of them, but due to the fact that they got money to actually, pay somebody to look at a good day for them, and they just did it off of whatever. I know they probably did it off of faith, but I work with a lot of pastors and stuff like that, to pick a good day for them because the thoughts and prayers are only going to go so far. You have to have good timing, guys. All right. So I just want you guys to take a look with me at, how compatible they were, because I tell you, just keep in mind, guys, the seventh house cuss fixed signs support endurance. They're good for, relationships and marriages and stuff like that. Mutable signs encourage change. Her seventh house cuss is Gemini, so it's mutable. So it encourages change, which she wants. He got a fixed sign on his seventh house cuss, which is good. However, it's at a critical degree. It's unstable, unfortunately. Okay. Other than that, if it wasn't unstable, if it was at a different degree other than 29 degrees, he probably would be better in relationships. Nonetheless, guys, her Mercury and ascendant is squaring his Venus. Okay. Her Mercury and ascendant, her ascendant is right there. It's in his first house, but it's squaring his Venus. So with that, that's terrible. Okay. Her sun at 0 degrees of Sag, of course, is in opposition of his seventh house cusp. That's another thing. If you see somebody's sun in opposition of somebody's seventh house, they really don't want to be married to you. They oppose being married to you. That's them. That's her right there. She's opposing being married to him. Period. Okay? So that right off the back is terrible. All right? And then her sun is squaring his Saturn. Longevity and also just kind of being a submissive young lady. She probably not like that. Opposing. I mean, she squared off with him like that. I'm sure. All right? But I'm sure he was, since he comes from a very religious background, he wants to go by the Bible, okay? He wants a submissive woman, but she ain't it, okay? And it shows right there, all right? Her Venus is in conjunct his seventh house cusp. That's another thing. Her Venus is right there, 29 degrees of Libra. It's a complete inconjunct. Look at that. That's 29. Okay, it's inconjunct. So she's trying to adjust so much to the marriage that it's causing her to act a certain way. Okay. So, what did they have that was good? Okay. The Venus and Moon conjunction. Yeah, they had a nice Venus and Moon conjunction. So that gave them that, the love, that nice, emotional bond that they had. But that's it, okay? Well, that's not it. Her Jupiter is trining his 10th house cusp, which is good. Okay, so that's a good thing. Neptune is trining the 7th. Okay, so that's good. That's our octave of Venus. So that's good. All right. So that kept them going. Okay. Her Juno is trining his 9th house cusp. So that gave them good faith, to have their faith in, in God and all that good stuff. So that kind of kept them together. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, though, guys, I mean, good gracious, man. It's a complete disaster, okay? So, look, we going to keep watching this relationship, keep watching this marriage, but we know where it's going, don't we? Just by going through their charts, we know where this marriage is going, okay? We know what? We know that they got married on the wrong day. They got engaged on the wrong day. They got married on the wrong day. They're really not good for each other. They good as friends with benefits. That's all good. But guys, this is not going to work. Okay. I hope you guys learned something from this video. Like and subscribe. Share this video. Let me know what you think about it. But Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber, they probably do need to go their separate ways. This is causing him to really spiral out of control, to be honest with you. Really going to a depression and stuff like that. And, health-wise is not good for him, okay? Now, look, they can stay together and suffer, but as you guys can see, it's not good, okay? So we're going to keep watching. We'll probably come back to it. But you guys give a thumbs up to the video. Let me know what you think. Email me, west@insightsofmichael.com. And I'll get back with you guys later. Thanks. Peace.